Oh, you've done it now, Johnny.
Welcome to the Breakdown with Jay and Nell, where we'll discuss all of your NFL and NBA news.
Tap in if you want to get to the breakdown.
Welcome to the Breakdown with Jay and Nell. I'm Jay.
And I'm L.
Today, you guys, we break it down the NFC East.
Let's go. Straight up, that NFC East going to be a banger.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not the NFC East. It's the NFC Beast.
You really thought you thought you did something right there, huh? I'm looking at it though. But this week, your boy, I got the Eagles and them Commanders. Who do you have?
All right. I got the Cowboys and the New York Giants.
He's not happy about that. Technically, he really wish we could just eliminate the other three teams and just keep it all Cowboy country. He'd be happy.
Hey, we're going to eliminate them, though, because we're going to win the division this year.
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm gonna go. I got the Eagles. We're gonna talk about the draft process. First one was Kenyon Mitchell, the cornerback from Toledo. Got Cooper DeJean. Got Jalax Hunt, the linebacker from Houston Christian. I've never heard of that school a day in my life. They got Jeremiah Carter Jr., the linebacker from Clemson. What do you think about that draft?
I can't hate. It's a pretty solid draft. But, it don't matter who they got back there at corner because CD Lamb is going to torch them. So it don't matter who you got back there.
Sir, you putting all this emphasis on CD Lamb. He can get shut down.
Not by the Eagles.
I need him. You know what? Darrell Reeves come out of retirement. I think it was a solid draft they had, and I like the fact that they drafted Jeremiah Trotter, his son. That's cool. You follow your father's legacy. And wow that you end up in Philadelphia, but it is what it is. We're talking about the free agency. The free agency period, they had Avante Maddox, he's a cornerback. They had Will Greer, he's a quarterback. And they had Devin White, who's a linebacker. And they had C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who's a defensive back. And Saquon Barkley. What do you think of that?
I like to pick up a Saquon, but it's not going to matter. The offensive coordinator is Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore sucks as a play caller.
All right, cool. I think that those additional pieces can help them defeat y'all. Y'all ain't got no running back, so he gonna run over y'all. And it's gonna be a good game.
Wait, what does us have? Not having a
I
running
don't
back
know.
do with our defense?
Y'all need a running back. Y'all got Clyde, y'all got Ray in the backfield. Y'all ain't gonna last no good. Well, we're gonna talk about that later. Go. Next, we got the Commanders. That draft consisted of Jaden Daniels, the quarterback from LSU, who is also the starter, which he definitely better be if you got him second overall. You got Jeremiah Newton, the defensive tackle for Illinois. And you got Mike, the cornerback from Michigan.
I was going to say Mike Wazowski.
Yeah, that one was really wrong. But what do you think about that draft? I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, the draft.
I like to pick up with Jaden Daniels. Some people saying he's better. He's going to be better than Caleb. I'm not going to say that. I want to actually watch them both play, and then I'll make my I get my opinions on them. But they got their quarterback of the future, Jaden Daniels. He looked great during the preseason, but you gotta see what he does when he plays against the big boys, play against the starters in the regular season game. So we'll see what he's made of next week.
I like the draft pick. The Jaden Daniels pick was the best one for me because, like you said, yeah, you got your starting quarterback, you got your franchise quarterback, and I mean, he won the Heisman last year, so you gotta put some respect on him. Next up, we got the free agency. You got Austin Eckler for 2 years. You got Bobby Wagner for a year. You got Marcus Mariota for a year, and they have Zach Ertz for a year. What do you think of those players?
I like to pick up a Bobby Wagner. I wanted him to be a Dallas Cowboy.
You should not have that, but whatever.
During Dan Quinn's coaching days for the Cowboys. But I like it. He gets to teach the youngsters the Dan Quinn defense. He gets to help implement that. He still has a little bit left in the tank. He is older, but he still has a little bit left. I like the pickup of Austin Eckler. Got you a dual threat running back. He can run and catch the ball out of the backfield, which is always great for a quarterback, and especially for a young quarterback. And Jaden Daniels, that's a nice little security blanket he has.
I agree, bro. Like those free agency pickups were unnecessary, and hopefully they can balance each other out.
All right, I got the Cowboys.
We know.
First round, we drafted Tyler Guyton, offensive tackle from Oklahoma. We traded down in the first round to draft him. Second round, we drafted Marshawn Nealon, defensive end from Western Michigan. Third round, we drafted Cooper Beebe, offensive lineman for Kansas State. And then we had another third round pick. We drafted Maurice Luafau, linebacker from Notre Dame. So, what are your thoughts on the Cowboys draft?
I think their draft pick was more of need with the release of Tyron Smith and the latter years of Zach Martin. I needed help on the offensive line. Everyone knows that our offensive line was one of the best. Now was one of the worst. So it was a good pickup, all in all.
Man, he said one of the worst. I would say that. I say release like middle of the pack.
Of course you're not gonna say that. You're a Cowboys fan. I don't expect you. You live in a delulu world with everybody else.
But you already watched the games though.
I will never watch Cowboys games.
You listen to Stephen A. and everybody else.
I don't like Stephen
A. he likes to watch the 4-letter networks.
ESPN and Fox. That's only 1 and 4, 1 and 3.
Okay.
You said 4. Who are the what other letter? Please tell us.
That's one other conversation.
Okay. We see what being a Cowboy fan gets you.
But to be honest, I was a little skeptical of our draft class. But
He's
watching them
skeptical of their draft class.
Watching them do a training camp and watching them in preseason, I feel a little better about our draft picks. And we have like 3 potential starters from this draft class already, which is crazy. But I think Tyler Guyton and Cooper Beebe, I feel like they're gonna rejuvenate us as far as offensive line because our line is getting older. Zach Martin is getting older. We lost Tyron Smith, but y'all already know about Tyron Smith. He couldn't stay healthy. But I like the an injection of youth on offensive line. I feel like Guyton and BB they'll be fine. And they're moving people during the preseason, and hopefully I can continue in the regular season. I'm excited to see them week 1 against the Browns. I like the defensive additions of Nealon and Luafel, especially Nealon because we lost Sam Williams in training camp towards ACL. So Nealon's gonna be that third pass rusher after DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons. And right now, he looks like he's up for it, like he's ready. So I can't wait to see him. Anything else on the Cowboys draft class?
No, nothing at all.
All right, let's get off to the free agent signings. First, we signed Eric Kendricks. He played with the Chargers last season. I like the addition of Kendricks. We needed a lot. We needed a linebacker. That's one of our top needs. Yeah, he may not be as good as he was before, but he's still good, and he can teach the youngsters the Mike Zimmer defense. We re-signed Rico Dowdle, our backup running back, which he should be our starter, but we all know Zeke is going to be a starter. We re-signed Jordan Lewis, our slot corner. We signed Dalvin Cook this week. I like that pickup. We'll get into that later. We also signed Linval Joseph, defensive tackle. He played with the Vikings during Zimmer's time coaching them. Last season, he played with the Buffalo Bills. And then we signed Carl Lawson, defensive end from the Jets last season. He didn't really play as much because he was injured. He's now signed on to our practice squad. So, what are your thoughts on the Cowboys free agency?
Um, it's a necessary. I definitely would have put somebody else on the practice squad and started Dalvin Cook. Everybody else, it'll work out. It'll work out in due time.
Well, with Dalvin Cook, he didn't participate in any training camp, no off-season stuff. It was just his own personal workouts. So it's gonna take some time for him to learn our system. But I feel like maybe for a month from now, if we need him, they'll bring him up off the practice squad.
Okay.
Let's talk about some players that we lost during free agency. We lost Dorrance Armstrong to the Washington Commanders. We lost our starting center, Tyler Biadasz, to the Washington Commanders. Dante Fowler is with the Commanders. Neville Gallimore went to the Dolphins. Thomas Smith, Jets. Tony Pollard to the Titans. Jonathan Hankins to the Seahawks. We also traded Nashawn Wright, a corner from a couple of years ago we drafted. We traded him to Minnesota. We also traded away our third string tight end, Peyton Hendershot, to the Kansas City Chiefs. And then we made a trade for Jordan Phillips, defensive tackle from the Giants. He also played with the Buffalo Bills last season.
It sounds like to me like all y'all do is trade in the division. That's all y'all do. Y'all just go from one divisional rival to the next. There's no way I'm gonna trade somebody to my divisional rivals. I'm gonna really get you out the division so I ain't gotta see you that often.
I get that.
It is what it is.
But
I know what y'all doing.
Yeah, it was a small trade. Jordan Phillips, he's not a superstar. He's a depth guy. Now the Eagles trade for Jahan Dawson with the Commanders. The Commanders were dumb for trading him to the Eagles. He's already not going to make the Commanders roster. They should have just waited till roster cuts and come. Now he's on a division rival. He has a chance to turn around his career.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to move over to the Giants offseason draft. First round pick, they drafted Malik Neighbors. He's been balling during preseason and the training camp. Second round pick, they drafted Tyler Nubin, safety from Minnesota. Third round pick, they drafted Andrew Phillips, cornerback from Kentucky. Fourth round pick, they drafted Theo Johnson, tight end from Penn State. What are your thoughts on the Giants draft?
Everything was a need, especially at wide receiver because they didn't have nobody. I hope that he performs well. I hope Malik Neighbors does great. Like all jokes aside, I hope he has a stellar first season and stellar career.
Uh, to be honest, their draft was okay. I really like the Neighbors pick because Neighbors is a generational type talent. And you got your number one wide receiver, which you needed one. You didn't really replace Odell after he had left. So I like to pick up a Neighbors. But the biggest question mark for the Giants is at quarterback and at running back.
Yeah, we
Quarterback
already
with
knew
Daniel
that.
Jones, they made a mistake on giving him that contract.
Everyone knows that. He's a trash quarterback.
I feel sorry for Neighbors because he should have big numbers, but he's not going to because of his quarterback.
I agree.
Get into their free agent signings. They traded for Brian Burns this past offseason. Traded for him with the Carolina Panthers for a second round pick and next year's fifth round pick. They also signed Jalen Mills, defensive back. He used to play for the Eagles. They signed Jermaine Elamonor, offensive lineman. They signed Devin Singletary, running back. Played with the Texans last season and the former Buffalo Bill. And then they signed Drew Lock as the backup quarterback. What are your thoughts about their free agency?
Apart, aside from the Brian Burns pickup, he's definitely a stud and he can help their defense, but everybody else is subpar and questionable at best.
Yeah. The Giants had the weakest offseason in the NFC East. There's no questions about that. And it's got to be a while before they could just contend in the division. I'm not even going to say playoffs because you got to be able to compete in your division to have a great chance of making the playoffs. So they're behind. They're gonna be the last seed in the division. But they lost Saquon to the Eagles. They didn't really replace them. Uh, they lost Paris Campbell, one of their wide receivers, to the Eagles. Their starting safety, Xavier McKinney, signed with the Packers. They lost Sterling Shepard, one of their wide receivers. He's with Tampa Bay on their practice squad. And they lost backup quarterback Tyrod Taylor. He's with the Jets
They're
now.
downhill. New York is definitely downhill.
So, Giants fans, I don't hear no smack for y'all this season because y'all not gonna do anything. So, with that being said, we have a few questions for each team before we close out the show. So, first question I have, as I mentioned earlier, Cowboys finally paid CD Lamb, second highest paid non-quarterback in the league, second highest paid wide receiver in the league. But moving forward with the Cowboys, who do you think the Cowboys will pay first, Dak or Michael Parsons?
Dak. They gotta pay Dak first. Because Dak's been there the longest and he already had some money. And you need a quarterback. And according to y'all, y'all backups aren't competent enough to perform.
There's been a lot of smoke screens thrown around and a lot of jabbing between Dak and Cowboys front office. But I think eventually they're going to get a deal done. I don't know if it's going to be before the season starts and maybe during. I give it a shot during the season because they let it run all the way into next off season and next free agency. I feel like Dak's going to be gone. So
I agree.
yeah. So But I will say they pay him. No, they will pay him first at some point. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did pay Michael Parsons first.
At all, he's a star.
Yep. All right. So with the Eagles additions and free agency and in the draft, are there Super Bowl contenders?
Yes, they are. They definitely are. With the additional pieces that they have, they got the pieces needed to go far.
I'm gonna say no.
I
Say
figured you were gonna say no.
it's
They're not the Cowboys. Of course, you're gonna say no.
not even that,
You're
bro.
delusional.
I'm not. But anyway, I feel like everybody are hyping them up, and they're hyping them up a little too much. It's still some question marks with that team. Still, they still got one of their best offensive linemen in Lane Johnson. But what everybody's not talking about, they lost their starting center, Jason Kelsey, to his retirement.
We already knew
And
that, though.
yeah, I'm trying to make a point though. I gave you your time to talk. It's my turn. Oh, but yeah, I don't feel like they really do anything to replace him. And the starting center of the offensive line, that's the brain of your offensive line. So I feel like there's going to be some issues there. Other issues is been hearing rumors about quarterback and head coach relationship. If you want to go far, if you want to go to the Super Bowl, that relationship has to be good, if not great. And what I heard about their relationship, I feel like that's going to cause problems with the team, problems with the locker room. So that's a distraction. And then defensively, I'm just not sold on them defensively. They made the additions in the draft to shore up their secondary, but their secondary is still suspect to me. Darius Slay, he's taking a step back. James Bradbury is now out for an extended period of time.
Trash.
Other starting corner. So one of those rookies you drafted is going to be starting on the other side more than likely.
They also
And
drafted, they got, um, Gardner Johnson.
oh yeah, but they play him mostly at safety though.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
he's a safety really,
Okay.
but yeah, he's back there, but he all right, bro. He ain't no he
He's
ain't
not
no
elite. I got
yeah. So those question marks are there. I'll hit the pause button on the Eagles. Then you still got to get through the likes of San Francisco and Detroit. I'll put both of those teams ahead of the Eagles right now in NFC. All right, next question is about the Commanders. Will Jaden Daniels win Offensive Rookie of the Year?
you. No. But he does have the playmakers to at least get in consideration.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with no too. Even though I feel like he's gonna have a good season, but I think Caleb Williams is gonna live up to the hype. I think um he's gonna show out. And I know we saw it during the preseason, but it's preseason. So let's see how Caleb does in the regular season. But I think Jaden would be a close second in the votes for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Last question. Is this the last of Daniel Jones in New York?
Of course, it better be. Um, New York, y'all quarterback situation is horrible. Like, very bad. Y'all need a quarterback. I'm surprised y'all didn't draft one.
They should have drafted one. But
Definitely.
I understand neighbors. He was there, but they should have got the quarterback.
I agree. But that's their life. They're gonna live with it.
Yeah, I think it's the last of them too. I think this is the last year of his deal, so he'll be free agent after this season. You go ahead and rip the band-aid off. You know, y'all made a mistake on drafting him in the first place. Then y'all made a even bigger mistake giving him a contract extension. So, but is there any questions that you have for me in regards as to any of these teams before we close?
No, we're good to go.
What? I'm surprised you. I'm surprised you ain't
Don't be surprised.
talking my head off about Cowboys. Like,
I got all season to do that.
Give me Cowboys questions.
I got all season to do that.
Oh, okay. You're one of them.
I wait for y'all to lose so I can get on your behind.
Oh God, this guy. All right. Well, hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you like and subscribe at the end of watching this video. Make sure you leave us a comment. We got a conversation about this, an extended conversation. Make sure you follow us on our social media accounts. We appreciate the love and support.
Thank you guys. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye. Y'all have a blessed one. Y'all see y'all on the next one. Next week, football is back. I can't wait. Ooh, I'm gonna be ready. Cowboy gear up, watching the game.
Please don't hype this man. Don't send him no Cowboy gear. He got enough. I'm sick of seeing blue and silver. I'm surprised he ain't got nothing on now.
Yeah, I have it on next week.
I believe it.
All right, bye, y'all.